Hi, my name is Shavon Pitt, and today I will be discussing the difference and origins between the Black Panther Party and the Black Lives Matter movement, and how they both still relate to today's world. So, the Black Panther Party was an African American organization that was founded in 1966 and led by Huey Newton. The movement itself originated in Oakland, California, but it grew and expanded itself from all the way from California to North America and in between all those states. The concept of the Black Panther Party was to use self-defense against police brutality. However, this method did conflict with Martin Luther King's intentions. Martin Luther King's way of dealing with police brutality and the whole racial injustice system was to do it peacefully, like a peaceful protest or, something where it didn't involve any conflict. The Black Panther Party's methods conflicted with that because their way was to, and I think it was legal, where the Black Panthers believed that they should respond to police brutalities in the same manner and using the same tools that the policemen would use when they would violate an African American's right. And that's through the use of guns. They would purchase licensed guns, and they would most of them were unconcealed weapons, and they would walk around, and if they would spot police brutality, if they respond to police brutality, then they would use self-defense through the use of guns. The Black Panther Party also helped develop programs for their communities in need, such as like the breakfast program, for example, and another program for I think it's called medical defense. The Black Panther movement started from 1966 and ended in 1982. Now, the origin of the Black Lives Matter movement started around 2013, around the death of Trayvon Martin. The purpose of this movement is for people to express their beliefs in the injustice in the police system when it comes to police brutality against unarmed Black men in the form of peaceful protest. Now, there has been times of trial and error where we keep being stuck in this loop of where an innocent unarmed African American is killed by a cop and the cop gets no type of repercussions other than being fired. An example can be Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Christian Taylor, and until last month, George Floyd. And those are just some to name a few. In 2020 alone, there's been reported data showing that at least 1,100 African Americans has been killed within an encounter of a police officer. Looking back, there's kind of some similarities between the Black Panther peaceful speeches back then with Martin Luther King's approach, and now from all the Black Lives Matter protests and the riots that's been going on last year. Similarities between the Black Lives Matter movement and Martin Luther King's protests was that both of their goals was to have their voices heard, but in a respectful way, and in a way that they only used their First Amendment. Now, the similarities of the Black Panther Party and the riots that were going on last year of 2020 was that it seemed like because there was just a certain pattern of African American getting killed and the cop not really getting any repercussions, it's just been that same effect. We speak up, the same thing happens. We speak up, the same thing happens. So after, in 2020, majority of the people just didn't want to follow that same pattern. So some of them thought, all right, if the nice way isn't working out, then let's try the alternative. And that's somewhat what the Black Panther Party were doing, but in a way, their way, there was more like, if you attack first, we attack. The riots were more like they were just tired of the pattern, and so they just immediately went for attack and just started vandalizing their own communities, which in my opinion, that doesn't exactly make too much sense. But now, like the Black Panther Party, they also helped make programs that can help give back to the community. Now, in the same instance, last year, around the same time, June 2020, there was also some talk about refunding the police. Now, I've heard two definitions of that claim. There's one where they're taking money out or reducing the policeman's pay in exchange for moving that money towards something else. And I've also heard another term of refunding police, as in each police department, there's miscellaneous money that the police people don't use. And they're saying that we can use the money that they don't use and help it build other programs that can help get back to the community as well. Now, I'm still unclear on which is the solid definition of refunding the police, because each person that asks is a different story. But if there's a way where you can take out money without it affecting the police or the policeman's pay and help on other programs such as education or whatnot, I don't really see the downside of that, financial wise at least. So yeah, that was my interpretation of both the Black Panther Party and the Black Lives Matter movement. If you have any questions or thoughts that come to mind, you can always contact me through the discussion board. So yeah, see you guys on Tuesday.